Welcome to another engaging edition of PMB Sports Show. I'm your host, Abel Sunday, and today we turn our attention to the growing storm rocking Nigerian basketball, the ongoing crisis within the Nigerian Basketball Federation, from administrative dispute to governance concern. Many are asking what exactly is happening behind the scene, and what does it mean for the future of basketball in Nigeria? To help us break it all down, we have three distinguished guests joining the conversation. Josiah Delight Amedu, a respected media marketing sport professional who will offer insight into the communication and branding implication of the Federation's crisis. Also joining us virtually from Akure is Adebowale Oluseyi, Creative Mind, MBBF. And also my able in-house analyst, Tom Aroko. So just grab your teacup because PMB Smart start now. Welcome back. It's PMB Sport teaching you live from the nation's capital. And I have Mr. Josiah. It's an honor having you again in our studio. Good morning.
It's a pleasure, Abel, Tom, and Sheye, to be with you on this program. I think we are here to rub minds and also to prefer one of the best possible solutions to make sure our game that we love moves forward, irrespective of the diverse opinions that people are having, and irrespective of the crisis. I don't call it a crisis. I call it a season of disagreement for us to agree to move the game forward.
Okay, that's nice. And also I have Mr. Sheye also from Akure. Sheye, good morning. How is Akure this morning? Also, I have Tom. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's always a pleasure to join the show. It's quite unfortunate that I'm not in the studio today. I wish I could make it. But we have other pressing issues. So we can't be studio before 7 hours to work outside.
All right, so let's start the
It's an honor to be a guest here with Mr. Josiah Amedu and with Sheye. It's an honor.
All right, let's start the conversation. But I'll start from Sheye before I come back to Josiah in the studio here. Sheye, the controversies, the crisis going on with the MBB. Sheye, can you mute a little? When I'm done with my question, you can now unmute. The crisis going on with the MBBF, and we could see a press conference organized on Sunday by the fraction of the outgoing, or the I don't know which one to put it, but outgoing president Musa Kida. So I want to get your thought on that.
One, I will call it we still run the whole system in the country. They are still a recognized body running our basketball presently in Nigeria. And you have any other person running the basketball system. And to me, I see everything happening right now as a waste of time for the players, not for the system. It's for the players. The players going to feel they want to eventually suffer all these things that we're going through. Because why? If this thing keeps going on, see October, because we are not going to play a league this year. We are not going to play female league. We are not going to go on national assignment. We are not going to do anything because presently we believe we do have a vote. But presently we have a vote. And people Kira said the whole situation is with FIFA. FIFA can only decide what happens in Nigeria basketball. Since we reached the petition and done everything to FIFA. So that's my own thing. I call it a waste of time because it's going to affect our players and everybody that are into the basketball. But I just want everybody just know that eventually everything will run out of basketball. Basketball will be the one to survive.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheye. Let me come to you, Amedu. You know, there was a press conference by the stakeholders earlier before Musa Keda's press conference on Sunday. But in that press conference, they were everything. I think they explained how the whole thing ran, was supposed to be run rather. From your own assertion, what this Musa Keda's press conference on Sunday, is it damage control, or what do you think?
It's like when somebody's dead, he wants to be alive. He tries to speak so that they feel like he's talking, he's alive. The whole matter is dead. There is no board. I submit here with all honesty. And I'm not saying it here as a result of being partial.
But Shey said something earlier. He said that's the recognized board for now.
Shey is saying it from hearsay. I am saying it from being present in the state. You were there at the stakeholders reconciliation meeting.
Yeah.
31st January, after a presentation of an argument by Colonel Sam and some other board members, 7 board members against 5, that their tenure ends in 31st of January. We are not playing semantics, we are playing reality. The Constitution of Nigeria tells you that the minute you take an oath of office, your tenure starts. 31st of January 2022 in Benin, an oath was taken. Somebody said it was not explicitly argued or analyzed in the status. But we all know by whatever system, if an oath is taken and by a lawyer for an organization or a position you want to take, what happens? It has been activated. And we saw the sequence of argument that came, that a letter was written for the board not to meet. But the former president, the then president of the NBBF, Kida, insisted that they must meet. And in that meeting, a communique was produced after that meeting, and actions took place. The DG call it process of action, that you were acting. So you cannot deny. And in April, we were given an evidence that FIBA wrote a letter to congratulate the board for being elected. Yes, mean that for FIBA to have acknowledged you, you activated. So you cannot tell me that you are operating in vacuum. And if you saw all the analysis at the press conference, reasons why this board is over. Now, 7 board members cannot be so foolish to want to stay on. But for whatever reason, Kida is still hanging on to power. Only God knows. But yesterday, the bubble got busted because Diko himself, who is in this dramatist that we are all playing, trying to elongate this 10th of October. Inauguration is quite different from...
Diko is the vice president, right?
Diko is the chairman of the Nigerian National Sports Commission.
Okay.
He is the one giving so much of encouragement. If I wish, I can have a tape of what he said on Arise TV about some kind of confusing statement that the board stopped at FIBA. Yes, we all agree because the stakeholders were the ones that wrote. But the board members themselves, who are about 12 or 14, said their tenure is over. So why is he hanging on to the game of basketball?
Okay.
That's number 1. Sorry. Then number 2, from after the conference, there's no way there will be a vacuum for the guests not to go and play their championship. And the board members who actually left on authority of information said Kida can still, because one of the greatest problem of this issue is money, is nothing else. That the budget was submitted to the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports I will say it here, over 4 billion to about 7 billion, but it has been cut to about 4 billion for the prosecution of the World Championship and then the Men's Championship altogether. So the board members said they don't have a problem. In as much as there was a discussion for reconciliation before March 31st, January 31st, for him to call 2 important meetings, I didn't call. Calling this meeting now is late.
Okay.
Because 31st of January 2026 is gone.
Okay.
So calling it at the board club for an exercise of entertainment is just a futility.
Okay, fine. Okay, let me come to you, Tom. I want you to look at it from the player's angle. You get? I think are they the one have are they the one having the or getting the edge of the stick as the receiving end? Because when you see two elephants, they say when two elephants are fighting, it's grass that used to suffer. You understand? So is the players now the grass in this context?
Honestly, the players are like a competition of MMC sports. Without players, you do not have any sport. You know, the players are the reason why they work, players are the reason why they competition, players are the reason why they are fans, players are the reason why the sport exists in the first place. I remember in 2022 when there was a self-imposed ban by the federal government to sign by President Muhammad Buhari. I think that was on May 2 or thereabouts in 2022. I remember that there was a World Cup that was about to happen then, but because there was a crisis where they said there were two different boards, you know, we had to say, okay, I think that was between Musakida and Gochima. I remember the then Minister of Sports, which was Sunday Dari, has come out and he stated that they had to revamp the sports, you know, at the grassroots and the likes. I remember then they now said that the IFC should be in control, which there should be an interim management committee that should be in control then. And although the Nigerian government eventually said, you know what, let's leave this ban and based on some stakeholders and spoken and the rest. I remember the Tigress did not attend the then World Cup, but then I think it was Mali or Senegal. I think it was Mali that was the next ranked African team, and they had to take the place of Nigeria. So you see that this doesn't just affect us. You know, this will affect people that play internationally. When you look at Nigerian basketball now, you can see that we have made a name internationally. And when you made that name internationally, the worst thing to do is to now take your dirty linen outside and say, you know what? And we made their mistakes and this and that. And I feel that that's what's happening right now. What they said is, you know what? And we just want basketball to move forward. We don't care who is at the helm of affairs. We just want it to move forward. We just want a league that can run for about at least 4, 5, 6 months. That's what they are clamoring for. That yes, we are doing well internationally, but we also need to do well domestically. This is not to say that the administration the administration right now has not done well. The administration has done well internationally, and this is not to also say that if there's a new administration that they will do better. But all we want is that we want the right thing done.
Okay.
So I'm sorry to cut you. Ahmed was spoken operate strictly on their constitutions as well. And he said that he supports the January tenure, 31st tenure, and that the only thing that he's going to do now is that he's going to let the FIBA to come out and to say, you know what, let's be neutral, because that's the only place that they're going to be neutral.
Okay. Well said, Tom. All right. Let me come to you, Shay. From Musakida's end, the ball of contention was after the election 2022, which was 31st, which they took the oath of office, but they were recognized October. So, do you think that hold water in this regard?
That date, October 6th, not in manufacturing. It is a date that everybody, if believe the whole God were inaugurated into the system. Because in between January to October, there was IMC, the World Cup ban, and a lot of things happened in between. Konesam was part of the system, that has gone back into the court. And I'm so surprised seeing him, because everybody knows the day they got inaugurated, October 6th. And he's telling them, he's not saying he's going, there's no other agenda in position. Everything in the position is being followed by Kida. There's no thought agenda, there's nothing called enrollment in the position. This thing called enrollment is, there's nothing called enrollment presently to me, because it says I was inaugurated in the system October 6th, and I'm going to give October 4th. And this thing is not going to just happen because of this kid now. If happens to someone, if Oga Desire happens to be the president in charge in the next 4 years, and this kind of thing happens, we are going to be back to this case. That's also going to happen 2026. And we call it a long bench. It's not a long bench. We are into the system. We are recognized by the country. We are never recognized on October 6th.
No.
And which to me, the right thing and the right thing.
I'll come back to you, Oga Josiah.
Yeah.
Let me come back to you. Now, they've written to FIBA. And why is it that FIBA is taking so long to respond? Because I think that's the final solution. It's from FIBA. When we see FIBA's response in this case.
Sheye, I'd like to clarify some analysis you just made now. 2027 at Igbo hotels. I think I have the document here and the pictures.
2027 is next year, sir.
2017, sorry. 2017, I stand corrected. Thank you. 2017 at Igbo hotels. When a bit of this similar faction things happened. When TJ went to Kano. The election that took place in Igbo hotels, immediately after the election, Peter Nelson, then of the National Sports Commission, and then the lawyer from the National Sports Commission, immediately they took an oath of office to activate their tenure in 2027. Was there an inauguration later? No. So you cannot start something and at the end later that government says inauguration. When you want to do inauguration, how many people do you inaugurate? This inauguration fallacy and this dramatics of showcasing presence of as if you are working is what is happening. How many people went for that inauguration, please? I stand to correct it. You know we are all together. There were not up to 3 of them that went for that inauguration. So was there a quorum that was filled? Because it's argument at the court.
Okay, that can be argument. But I want you to focus on this question. When will FIFA, or rather FIBA, respond to the letter, the petition that they...
Now, well, we thank God that when you are aggrieved, you have a process of adjudication and to also get heard. We have so many channels that you can go and argue your case. Court of arbitration and some other 2 places if FIBA does not satisfy you. Number 1, the Congress, which is the sole body of all these things. I thank God Tom is saying what is exactly. It's unfortunate our players are suffering. All the players are asking for is not tenure issue, is not who, you know, it's not issue of elongation like we have just allowed for people to play and let this international competition matter. Okay, don't stop. The determinant of this whole issue that we are on right now is boils down to FIBA because a petition has been written. And unfortunately, just about 2 days ago, a letter came out, a fake letter emanated and circulating that FIBA gave Kida authority as the reason. That's a lie. Even right now, from the information I got, which I'm here to clarify, is that FIBA is not happy with that document. That if there's one chat group that people are on in Nigeria, that letter came there. There was a fake no FIBA letterhead, no signature. The person that is there now as the regional FIBA head is the last one, and that was the arbitration and decision that FIBA took concerning Kida and Tijani. He said and Tijani, and it's a fake document and it's not good.
Okay,
now let them leave FIBA and let us all be quiet and wait for the decision from FIBA that will settle all this matter amicably. When you agree, because Kida himself also petitioned to FIBA.
Okay,
and also the National Sports Commission is the last arbiter and the NOC that will decide when it's an election issue. Okay. It's not even about this thing. But the problem is that when your time is up, if you're not a troublemaker, why don't you want to leave the seat?
Okay, fine. As we try to wrap up, we don't have time anymore. In a minute or two, Sheye, how can we resolve this whole thing? Just 1 minute, just 2 minutes, please.
We have the January 31. This is March 7th. And October, every day counts. We see October 6th. We have just few days. Why not just let the system work? October 6th is going to leave. October 6th.
Can I answer that question?
October 6th.
Can I answer that question?
When is that?
Instead, just do everything you want to do. And then you can judge him. After October 6th, you refuse to have an election. Then you can come and write anything you want to write.
No.
But presently, to my own to the solution, let's increase anything you want to do before by October 6th and let him go. Thank you. Just to make us one better.
Sorry, Share, I don't want to call Share, I want to ask you, what is left in October and what is left now if he leaves? No, I want to ask you now. What is the difference between living now and then waiting till October? Now, this is, you see this thing. Look, Share.
Okay, hold on. I think we're having.
Share, you see this thing. The very moment Kida crosses to October, you make this paper null and void. This is what guides us. If he crosses, he makes his paper null and void. Then he's the one that's broken the constitution, and then he should be reliable for anything that's happening.
Okay. Well said, Tom. Let's come to you, please. Okay, Tom. Let me come to you, please. As we wrap up now, we don't have time anymore. What do you? Where do you think we should end this crisis? How do you think this crisis can? Because honestly, a lot of people are suffering about it, from this. I'm talking about the players now. So even businesses also. So please, where do you think they can resolve this? Please, in 1 minute. We don't have time anymore.
When you look at the architecture of basketball, you realize that the issue that is on ground, it affects players, it affects teams, it affects coaches, it affects those that are on those that want to be in the incoming board, and those that are in the outgoing board, and those that are there right now. It affects those that have businesses, it affects the economy of basketball,
Ecosystem.
and it affects everything in general. But one thing to take note of is we have the World Cup coming very soon. What I just want, and what I believe most people want, is that they just want peace. They want people to react immediately. They want harmony. They want both sides to come together and see how they can settle this amicably. So what we want is that we want the NGF to look into this matter, we want people to look into this matter, and we want the World Cup coming up to go smoothly without any ban, because we don't want a repetition of the same thing that happened in 2020.
Can I just one minute? Just one.
30 seconds. Okay, Mr. Josiah, 30 seconds, please, as we wrap up.
Tom, Sheye, the bottom line is that it has been agreed via some private discussion that there's no problem for Kida and some members of the board to take the women and to the World Cup championship. Is that not peaceable for anybody? If they've allowed you that you are the one that started the journey for the prosecution of the female world championship, then it's good. Then let it be that, and then you are coming back from that France. Listen, you start the process. That will be in March. You start the process of election. People's classical has been already, a precedent has been set by somebody, and then we cannot argue. So let's actually follow the norms and the dictates of what we swore everybody to abide with. That's my own conclusion. But for all, please let peace come, so that me and Sheye can be having our juicy pack. We won't have a division, but basketball will flow. Thank you.
Well said. Well, you guys have said it all. Okay. As always, it has been a very, very engaging conversation on PMB Sports Show. Is the situation surrounding the Nigerian Basketball Federation clearly remains a critical issue. As the stakeholders continue to seek solution, one thing is certain: the future of Nigerian basketball must remain the priority. My sincere thanks to our guests, Josiah Delight Amedu, Adebowale Olusheye, and also Tom Aroke for sharing their valuable perspective and helping us better understanding the dynamics behind the crisis. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming to this show this morning. All right. For more information, you can follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook at Politics and Business TV.English, on IG at PMBTV_English, on X at PMBTV_ENG. I'm Abel Sunday from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye.